Sometimes when we learn some form of art, say sketching, there is a suggestion that you should go for the intermediate kind of cheap stuffs. Cheap is the thing about cheap is it sounds so cheap in itself. Let me slow down. This fan is, there will be a lot of noise, and I think I've turned it by mistake on the other side. Anyways, when you start a skill, sometimes in the process of learning, you start off with the things that are not so good, just at the initial level, and what happens is you do not achieve the result in a manner you were imagining, and sometimes even when you have the knack for that art which you are learning, and still that stuff which is not so good is failing you. You're not able to obtain the result which you might have expected. And this is not the case with just sketching. Say sketching, you buy the cheap stuff of color, the paintbrush and the other things that flourishes your art, but you end up preparing something that is not so good, and overall you are delaying the process of development, and maybe you're hampering your motivation level. Similar is the case with music. When you learn music, try to lay your hands upon the instrument, which is quite better than the starting level, because this is where you might learn subconsciously many things which are, if done in a proper manner, a pen which can write smoothly as compared to the one that screeches, the music that is produced out of an instrument that is very much melodious as compared to the one that produces again the screechy and squeaky sound. It happens in violin. When people learn violin, they start off with the very basic violin that is bought from a neighboring country at a very low prices, and everything is in plastic except the wood, which is also not of good quality, and they end up demotivating themselves in the starting. Did it help you? No. So in magic, when you're learning something, say the coins, the gimmicks, the devices that you are using, maybe you invest a little bit in the starting, maybe it might be the billiards ball. I'd compare the quality of what was for the Bonley, the highest premium quality that is available in the market these days, as compared to the cheap ones that I bought earlier. So it's better to go for the best ones in the market. Maybe if you cannot afford, so try someone in between the best and the cheapest, but do not go for the cheapest. Trust me, it will betray you. It may make you pick up the wrong habits which are hard to undo as the time passes. And the worst part is, if your motivation level is stirred, trust me, there are chances you may not be able to regain it later. And the skill that is developed should be developed in smooth and fine manner. In fact, I have seen this difference of the ones that is quite premium, and the way it performs in your hand and feels that grip, as compared to the ones which are not so good. So my point is, because art in itself requires huge level of motivation, and it's not just an affair of a day or two, 6 months or 1 year. It may go for a decade, 20 years, or maybe the lifetime, remaining lifetime. Art is like that only. It's a mania that is turned into some kind of energy, positive energy. So if you're turning that positive, turning your extra energy into that positive thing, why not learn something that reaches up to an entirely different level? And that is only possible when you're using the best stuff. So my advice would be to lay your hands on the stuff that are not so cheap but better, and do your best, and do not get demotivated in the process, because your curve will go like this. Then starting, you'll feel like everything is going so well and fine, and then there would be a downward spiral, and you think everything is gone wrong. You have been losing confidence, things are going as clumsy as it can be. But trust me, if you're feeling too much resistance, just look around and maybe analyze it closely, and you'll find a way. And when you past that turbulent stage, you will be able to reach a level where you'll find the balance between your effort and the output. And when you do that, you have truly achieved the level of maestro. So all the best. We all are into that direction of being an artist, be it of any form. So that's all from my side today. There you go. Bye. Take care.